Well, hello again. Welcome again to another episode of Down to Earth, but Heavenly Minded. And as we go through our series on the textbook for life, the Bible, we will be continuing on in Exodus, come to a very interesting chapter today. And as we're going to be looking at Exodus 31, which is Ohololaba and uh, Bezallah. And these two particular men are given a special gift from God. And I believe that even talents that we have, that we are able to do things. Like, for example, when I was oh, near 50 years old or so, or maybe even in my 50s, I really took a liking to computers. And I wasn't very knowledgeable in them. But computers were just starting out, personal computers I'm talking about, not mainframes. And I was working as a lab technician, and then I took a job in the research and development lab, and I wasn't working with computers, but I was working on computers. And everybody in the plant that I worked knew that I was really liking computers, and I took some classes in computer architects, and I really learned the ins and outs, and I learned the hardware and the software end of it. And so it was, I think, around the year 2000. We had that Y2K scare where everybody thought the computers were going to shut down and everything. And I ended up in the computer department because everybody knew them. And my job was to make sure everything was going to run after the year 2000. And I really believe that it was just kind of a hoax, if you want to put it that way. I really believed everything was going to run. And but I went through all the process of checking and making sure. And in doing so, I ended up getting a pretty good job. And I ended up in the IT department, information technology, and I ended up working on all the networks, and I ran cables, and I worked on all the computers and set up everything that had to do with computers or telephones or pagers or whatever. And so that's the job that I finished my career with. And by doing that, I ended up opening a business, and I sold computers, built computers, and that's why I'm doing all this on computers right now. So I really believe that God has given me the ability to do this. Even in my old age, I'm still able to remember how to do a lot of stuff. And these two men that we're going to be talking about in this chapter, God does the same thing. So let's just read this, and you'll see this. Now the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have called by name Bezalel, and the son of Uriah, the son of Hur, the son of the tribe of Judah, and have filled him with the Spirit of God, with ability and intelligence, with knowledge and all craftsmanship to devise artistic designs, to work with gold, silver, and bronze, in cutting stones and settings, and in crafting wood, to work in every craft. And behold, I have appointed with him Aholibah, the son of Ahuramacha, the tribe of Dan, and I have given to all able men ability, that they may make all that I have commanded you: the tent of meetings, and the ark of the testimony, the mercy seat that is on it, and all the furnishings of the tent, and the table and its utensils, and the pure lampstands with all its utensils, and the altar of incense, and the altar of burnt offerings with all the utensils, and the basins and the stands, and the finely worked garments, the holy garments for Aaron and the priest, and the garments of his sons and their service as priests, and the anointing oil and the fragrant incense for the holy place, according to all that I have commanded you, you shall do. So, just at this point, I just want to say these men were given all these talents and ability to do all these things. Otherwise, they would have not got done. So, anytime God gives us a job to do, He will provide for doing it and the way of doing it. And this is exactly the way I feel the God has led me to do all this for His glory. So let's continuing on, and now we're going to be looking at the Sabbath again. And the Lord said to Moses, you are to speak to the people of Israel and say about all that you shall keep my Sabbath, for this is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I, the Lord, sanctify you. You shall keep the Sabbath, because it is holy for you. Everyone who profanes it shall be put to death. Whoever does any work on it, that soul shall be cut off from among the people. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day it shall be a Sabbath, a solemn rest, holy to the Lord. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall be put to death. Therefore the people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath throughout their generations as a covenant forever. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel, that in 6 days the Lord made heaven and the earth, and on the seventh day He rested that and was refreshed. And He gave to Moses, when he had finished speaking with him on Mount Sinai, the 2 tablets of the testimony, the tablets of stone written with the finger of God. So all this was told Moses on the holy mountain, Mount Sinai, and then he was given the tablets. And now it's going to, as we continue, we're going to see something terrible happen. Even after God has done all this for the people, they do something. And we will see that in our next episode. I believe it's our next episode. I haven't even looked, but I know it's coming up. So bye for now, and we'll see you again in our next episode.